Hey everybody, today we are going to do something a little bit different. I do not have a manicure. I have the jankiest fingernails on the planet, so deal with that. We're going to go through my palette collection, which is all sitting on the coffee table here. There's rows and rows of them. I think there's over 50 palettes to go through. I want to make some room because I got some new shit showing up. So let's just get into this because we got to. Okay, this one showed up day before yesterday. This is the new Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. Ooh, I've swatched it, but I haven't actually put it on my eyes, so you guys know. This sucker ain't going anywhere. She's staying. I have the Anastasia Prism palette. This is a newer palette. I've played around with it a little bit, but not near enough. I haven't used any of the matte shades on my eyes, but I've used some of the shimmers. So this sucker's got to stick around. I got to try it. We got the Natasha Denona Lila palette. This, I love her so much. So stinking much. Not going anywhere. I also have some new ones that I've started dipping into, but not really, so they're not going anywhere. This is the Zulu by Juvia's Place. I haven't used this one yet. I've got the Masquerade by Juvia's Place. Played with this one a little bit, really liking it. I have the Nubian. Oh, yeah, these I haven't really even dipped into much, a little bit. And this guy here is the Saharan. And then the last one from Juvia's Place is this guy here. This is the Magic palette, and it is glorious. Look at that. Beautiful. Not going anywhere. They're all newer to my collection, so they're going to stick around. Next, we have the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette. It is very freaking dirty. I've used this a ton. I love this palette. For someone like me with small, slightly hooded, deep-set eyes, the colors in this are perfect. If I was to pick my perfect palette for daytime looks, for myself, this would be it. She's not going anywhere. Next we have the Urban Decay After Dark. I've used this a bit. Not as much as I should. It still has the plastic on the mirror. I'm really bad about taking the plastic off the mirrors because I never use the mirrors in them. Beautiful colors. I go in here and pick and choose when I need them, so I do really enjoy this palette, and I don't think it got quite enough love. So next we have the Tarte Rainforest to the Sea Volume 2. This one came in a Boxycharm. Oop, I just stuck my finger in it. Well, crap. I haven't even dipped into this one. I didn't like the first one. I'm not a big fan of Tarte shadows. I know some people love them. I personally am not a big fan of them, so this is gonna go in the bye-bye, but oh, the packaging's so pretty. Next I have the Moon Dust Urban Decay palette. Here she is here. People don't like these. I love these. I don't have a problem with them. I love them. They're another one of those palettes from Urban Decay, like the After Dark, that I jump into when I need to, when I want to. So far I'm getting rid of one. That's bad. I have the La Rock Pro 2. I adore this palette. I really love this palette. As you guys can see, Snow here is like my favorite shade. I regularly jump into this palette to use it for inner corner highlight when I'm using other palettes. I love her. She is beautiful. Next up, we have the NYX California palette. I've used this palette quite a few times. I really actually like it, but it's one of those things that it's still in really good shape. It's not too beat up, and I just don't reach for it. If I'm gonna reach for anything, I dip into this one to grab this blue color because I love it. I just don't grab it enough to hang on to it, so she's gonna go bye-bye. Baby, bye-bye-bye. Next, we have the Kat Von D Saint Sinner palette. I've used this a little bit. She is overwhelming. Like, I look at this and I just don't know what to do, but I'm gonna keep it. I can't get rid of it. The artwork alone on it, I have to have her. So she's not going anywhere, even though I don't know what to do with it. I can't be the only person. I feel like I'm lost. So next I have all 4 of the Color Rain mini palettes. These are not going anywhere. These are staying. So far I've only gotten rid of 2. So that's Berry Cute Smoke Show. This is the Berry Rust, and then this one is Lovelies. All very pretty. My Kat Von D, my Vida, Loca. Who would ever get rid of this? No one. No one in their right mind would ever get rid of this. So she's not going anywhere either. Oh, you guys, I'm sucking hardcore. I've only gotten rid of 2. Alright, next we have the Morphe Kathleen Lights palette. This is the old Morphe formula. You guys can see she's dirty. I've used her. But it's one of those ones that I actually It's not too terrible to use. It takes a little bit of work, but I actually really enjoy the colors in it, and I bought it less because of the Morphe formula and to support Kathleen lights, because I really quite enjoy her, and I like the color selection. I'm going to hang on to this one. Not sure if it'll stick around forever, but I'm going to hang on to it for now. Okay, next up, we have this little guy that I got in a Boxycharm. This is the Winky Luxe Kitten Palette, and it says Boxycharm on it. It's very cute. I've used it a few times. The shimmer shades on here transfer so stinking bad, even when using a glitter glue, that I have to pass it on. But the colors are beautiful. This color here is like, oh, it color shifts. It's really pretty, but man, they transfer bad. Even the mattes transfer on me. And that just won't do. Next, I got the little Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions. Love this little guy. Haven't given it enough love. I'm really enjoying it though. I really, really like it. This color right here is beautiful. It looks like it's gonna be too dark, but it actually works as a crease color for me, amazingly enough. And I love her. What else we got? Okay, we got the Studio Makeup on the Go. This is the Cool Down palette. I did have the Warm Up palette as well, but I got rid of it. Ugh. The shadows in here are really stinking pretty. There's nothing in here that jumps out and is different from anything else that I have. And I've got so many palettes with these same colors that I feel like, oh, this is a hard one because I really like it, but I am gonna make the wise choice, and I'm gonna pass this one on, because I won't be passing it on because I don't like the shadows. I'm passing it on because the color, I got a million of these colors in everything that we just looked at, so hanging on to more of that would just not make sense. Next up, I have my Suva Beauty. These suckers are going, this is a, what's this one called? The Hustle Quad. These shimmers are unlike anything you've ever used in your life, but they're really strictly oil-based. They are getting very close to the end of their life, but I'm going to hang on to it because they've got a little bit life left in them yet, but it won't be too much longer. I'd probably say within 6 months this sucker will be done. Okay, next up, I do have the Manny MUFE Makeup Geek palette. This one I really like. You'll notice that some of these shades have not been touched at all. It's because I already owned them in the Makeup Geek. This color down here is just, woo, boom shakalaka. This one's beautiful up here. These mattes, most of them I have, except for this red tone, I have as individuals, but I hang on to this because those shimmer shades I love. I love them, and I will pull this out specifically. I know I kept the box, I'm a dork, but I will pull this out for specific items. MAC Eyeshadow 15 Warm Neutrals. When I first got this, I used the Shiznit out of it. I have not touched this guy in like 8 months. Like, I don't touch it. MAC shadows are good, but they're not my favorite. So to have an entire palette of all warm neutrals, shades that I have 100 times over in other palettes, it just doesn't make sense to hang on to it because I'm not using it. I know, it's $100 Canadian bloody palette, and I'm gonna say bye-bye to her. Baby, bye-bye-bye. Oh, I don't know, that kind of breaks my heart getting rid of this one. All right, next up is my Queen of Hearts by Colored Raine palette. You guys know I gush over this like crazy, use it all the time, love her to death. She's not going anywhere. She will never leave my side. Oh, I love her so much. Okay, next up we got the Kat Von D Pastel Goth palette. When this first came out, I had so much fun with this. I kept pulling it out to use, but I don't really touch it much anymore, except for, you guys could probably tell by the mess, this yellow color. This yellow color does me so many feels, and I don't have anything quite, you know, these three colors down here at the end feel the most unique to me, and I'm gonna hang on to it just for those 3 colors. I really should almost figure out how to depot it just to keep those 3 and get rid of the rest, because I don't really touch them, but I'm gonna keep it for that freaking yellow right there. Yellows are hard, man. They're the color that I always look for and can never find. Next, we have the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. I used to use this a ton. This is actually the only palette in my collection that I've actually ever repurchased for hitting pan. But since I've repurchased it and I've purchased other things, I don't use it as much as I used to. But this is just such an iconic, everybody should have it in their collection kind of thing at this point, that I am going to hang on to it. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. Okay, so next up in the pile, I got the shade I Like Quad in Rust from Kat Von D. I absolutely love these little quads. I know they don't get, oh wow, this is messy. As you guys can see, probably I use this a lot. I love it. It's great for traveling. It's great for days when I don't know what I want to do. There's another one in here somewhere. I don't know where. Next up is the Becca Jaclyn Hill collaboration. This is the one that got pulled off the shelves, that there was all the drama with. Oh, just stuck my thumb in it. I've used it. I don't hate it. They're not that, the shadows aren't that good. Let's be honest, the shadows aren't that good, but I kind of keep it because it was such an event in its day, and yeah, I'm gonna hang on to it. It's tiny. It doesn't take up a lot of space, right? Next one I have here is the Blank Electric Eyes palette from Boxycharm. I swatched these. I never actually put them on my eyes. I don't think there's anything wrong with them from the swatches that I did. They look lovely, but once again, these are all, you guys have probably seen a theme, these are all very repeated colors in my collection, and I haven't actually stuck it to my eye, so I'm gonna pass it on. Oh, next up we have this guy here. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. You guys can see by the colors and dirtiness on the outside. Not only has this gotten a lot of use, it's the old packaging, so it doesn't really wipe off. I'm half tempted to repurchase it and get the new packaging just for that, because my OCD sees this blue spot that won't come off and has a little panic attack. I love this palette. This is everything I could ever need. I don't need anything else. And actually the quality of these, I was amazed. This is the newer Morphe formula, are really stinking good. You guys will see this color gets used a lot, this color gets used a lot, this color gets used a lot, that one gets used a lot. There's certain colors in here that I seem to drift kind of more towards this end than this end. I don't know why that is with this palette, because other palettes I will very much go for this rosy tone. I think it's just, there's been so much rosy in my life that I don't gravitate towards it. These are gorgeous. They work as well as people are saying, and it's not hyped up over a love of Jaclyn. It's really not. It's just a really decent product whether you like her or not. It's just not travel friendly, man. And it gets so dirty. I want the new packaging so bad. All right, next up I got this guy. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea, the original one. This is the one that I have used. I've used it quite a bit, not tons. You guys, I have so many eyeshadows that it is impossible for me to hit pan on things. It just really stinking is. It's this, not a big fan of it, not really. There's satiny shades, no mattes, so I have to always pull in another palette. The way these work, they're not quite as shimmery as I would like. They're not quite as satiny as I would like. I'm just not super fan of these, but the packaging on this is so gorgeous. Once again, it's going in the get rid of pile. Holy cow. All right, next up I got this guy here. This is the Storybook Cosmetics. I kept the bag and everything. I haven't decided how I'm going to store it yet, so I've been keeping it in everything, in its full packaging until I decide what to do with it. I really like this palette, actually. Storybook Cosmetics, this being their first palette. I've used it, the big mirror in the front. I've used it quite a bit. I probably could use it more. This is another one of those palettes that sort of has a lot of repeat colors that I have in other palettes. This one specific, this is a little different. This Jinx comes off a little different than other ones that look that mauvey, that purpley, well, not purpley, lavender gray kind of tone. It comes off a little different, but they're really, really pretty. I love the packaging, and I think they're just such a really cool newer brand that I am going to keep this because I do use it. I do use it. All right, dudes and dudettes, next we have a couple of the Marc Jacobs palettes. This one is the Style Icon. This is the Style Icon in the Starlet. This was their original Style Icon formula. I love this. This looks like it's going to come off kind of greenish. It doesn't. It is such a pure, beautiful gold. This is these are just gorgeous. The only thing with this one is it doesn't have the mattes, and you can't buy this one anymore as far as I know. Maybe you can. I haven't really looked, but I don't think you can buy this one anymore, but I love it. It's not going anywhere. It's really great size for traveling. And the other one that I have is the new formula. These are just called the Iconic. I've used it a couple times. I haven't used it a ton. I was really in a mauve mode, purpley mode, but it's gorgeous. I love it. And this color with its weird, it's like black with like a gold coppery shift to it. that the gold actually stays on it even when you use it in your outer V. It's just gorgeous. These are beautiful eyeshadows. Very expensive, but really, really stinking nice, and I love them. Next up, I got the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I think people kind of have a love-hate about this. I love it. It's not going anywhere. Oh, I just held it up to my face to smell the peachiness. It still smells good. It's still, I don't know. I like it. I enjoy it. I'm gonna keep it. Next, I got the Vizzy Art. This is the Minx 2 palette. I could not ask for better freaking eyeshadows. And this is so phenomenal for traveling. I don't use it regularly at home, but this is my #1 take it with me travel palette. Just adore her. I want more of these, but as you guys can see, my giant piles of stuff, I don't need more. This is Pure Soiree Diaries. This was my first crack at Pure Cosmetics eyeshadows. Not a fan, don't like them. They don't do quite what I want them to do. They blend out beautifully, but they're hard to work with. The other one that I reviewed the other day, I've already given it away, so it's already been, the Etonne one, it's already been purged, but this one has got to go because I'm just never going to grab it. I'm never going to grab it. Next up, we have the Charlotte Tilbury style, okay. Next up, we have the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Eye Palette. Love this thing. This thing is amazing. It's glorious, it's amazing, it's never going anywhere. And if she ever puts out another kind of palette that's large like this, I will be picking it up right away. I adore those. Oh hey, I told you guys there was another one of these. Here's my other Kat Von D shade Light Eye. This is in Sage. This one I actually use more than the other one, but I love her. Not going anywhere. So next up here we have the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbon palette. Looks like this. When I first got this, I used it quite a bit, and now I never reach for it. And it's not because the quality is bad, it's because of the hearts. I gotta be honest with you, when I look in, and I don't think about the colors inside, this is very cool tone, I just go, oh, this fucking heart. So it's gone. I can't handle looking at that anymore. These two are Lancome palettes. These came in the Lancome Parisian gift box that I opened up for you guys. They have the warm palette night and warm palette day. This is day, this is night. You guys saw me use them on my channel. I have used them again since to try and get more love out of them. Don't love them, won't reach for them. They're not terrible, I just know myself and I won't reach for them. They're not the best shadows, they're just not good. Alright, so I have a few more small ones. This is the MAC Mariah Carey little quad. I don't use this near enough, but I really love it. I love it when I do, Axel, don't squeak your toys. I really do love it when I use it, and it's pretty, and you gotta have some MAC shadows in your house, right? This is the Decay Treat Quad. I haven't even used this yet. This showed up in Boxycharm. I meant to try it, haven't tried it. Urban Decay Naked Basics. This is another one of those little palettes. It's not going anywhere. It doesn't look super used. I've had it for a while. It doesn't look super used because I only use it when I travel. I have so many similar shades in my day-to-day palettes that I will grab for full look with shimmer and everything that I never grab for this guy, but it is the first thing I throw in to pack. Same with this little guy. This is the Makeup Forever Artist Palette 8 eyeshadow. This is all kind of shimmeries except for this one. And this little palette is amazeballs. These shimmers are beautiful. They last all freaking day. There's all kinds of different colors and it's so petite and tiny. Perfect for traveling. They haven't sold that for a few years, but I love her. So the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette 5 in 09. I haven't used this enough. I forget about it, to be honest with you, because it's tiny and I can't get a full look really out of it. But the colors that I have used, I've used this one and this one. I've swatched all of them, but these two are the two that I've actually like really gotten some use out of. They're gorgeous and can't be beat. They're like the Lila palette. They're just beautiful. I need to use this one. Oh, look at that one. Okay, look at all of them. They're beautiful. Why do I forget that you exist? You're so pretty. This one coming in a Boxycharm. This is the Naked Cosmetics, and I can't remember what they call it. These are pure pigments, the three of them. Used them a few times. They're actually really stinking good. This is one of those little palettes that I need to remember that I have. It's not that I don't like them, it's that it's tiny and petite and gets drowned out by all these giant monsters in my drawers. So Then we got the Naked 3. Love this. You guys have all seen it. It's been around forever, not going anywhere. This is the Too Faced Sugar Pop palette. I love this palette. I never use any of these 3 colors here. I never use them. But the reason I will hang on to this is until somebody can get me a color that's identical to Blue Raspberry, I will keep this until I find something else that has a Blue Raspberry, that color. That color just, I love it. And actually this Blackberry is slightly different than other colors that are similar, and for some reason it just slightly has more of a berry tone than the black. There's something about it that I really like. So these 2 right here are the reason I'm keeping it. I'm gonna be honest and say I've never actually even touched macaroon. Next is the Makeup Forever Artist Shadows Palette Volume 2. This is the bright, colorful one. This pink, oh baby, and this blue, use the stink out of these, but these other colors here are so similar to stuff that I have, and I love those Juvia's Place palettes that have these crazy bright colors that I'm actually gonna pass it on. Oh my God, I'm getting rid of Makeup Forever. Jody, good for you. Good for you. Okay, this is the Becca Eye Lights palette. If I can get it open, huge mirror in it. That's what it looks like there. These are all the shades. There's a couple that aren't actually Shimmering Skin Perfectors. These are all the shades from the Shimmering Skin Perfectors in an eye safe formula. I'm still on the fence about how I feel about it. I don't think it packs enough punch for me. At the same time, I don't think it's terrible, and I need to use it more and really try it. I don't know yet. Haven't decided. Next, we have the Urban Decay Jean-Michel Basquiat, and I probably butchered his name. I'm so sorry. I am keeping this forever and always just for the artwork. I've used it a little bit, not a ton, but they work really good. They're a really interesting array of colors, but this collaboration between makeup art and like traditional art in a non-traditional way, I guess. I don't know how to say it perfectly. Really kind of floats my boat. Well, he's not my favorite artist, and this little dude on the front can leave something to be desired for some people. I think he's kind of funky and kind of cool, and I think I might name him Bob. Okay, next up I have the Zoeva Opulence eyeshadow palette. I've used this once. This is a brand new one for me. I wanted to try out their brushes. I wanted to try out their face products. I wanted to try out their eyeshadows. So I ended up buying the entire Zoeva Opulence box set, and I'm starting to work on a review for that for you guys, because, I don't know, it's fun. Next up, Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance. This baby ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. I love her. Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics. I have mentioned this. This was in my Christmas present guide because it was on sale at Sephora. I think they're sold out now. I hope they're not discontinuing this because I love this palette. This is the palette that I grab for any of those ones that don't quite have a light enough tone for me, where I need something different. This from here over is enough to do my deep set, slightly hooded eyes without getting too dark or too smoky. These ones will smoke anything out for me, but I can definitely get like full looks, a cool tone, warm tone, to work alongside with any of my shimmery palettes, because a lot of times they don't have really good transition shades for me, or all over, you know, brow bone highlights for me and such, and I can grab all of that in a matte formula out of here. So this sucker is a lifesaver and is the reason I'm keeping some of the shimmery palettes that I am. If I didn't have this in my life, those shimmery palettes wouldn't stick around because I would be so frustrated trying to dig all these palettes out to find what I need. I know if I grab shimmers and then I pull this out with it, it will all work out fine. We are almost done. Second to last palette here is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Like, you guys can see, look how busted up this is. They just, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I've only used it twice, and even with using it twice, I ended up pulling colors from elsewhere, actually from the Naked Ultimate Basics, to try and help blend these out. I haven't used it enough to make a decision, but I think a majority of the reviews on this are probably correct. Yeah, as someone who's been using makeup for a while, I am not a makeup artist. I should be able to go in. I've got other things that are almost like 99% pure pigment and don't have issues with blending or working things together. I have enough of an internal color palette to know which colors are gonna muddy out and gray in this, and it still doesn't seem to quite be working out for me, so it might just be bad. But I'm gonna hang on to it because I need to experiment with it a little bit longer. And last but not least is this guy right here. This is the Kat Von D Innerstellar palette. This guy technically has been expired for probably about a year now. I still use it. It still seems to work fine. It doesn't cause me any adverse reactions. The shadows are still performing as they should, but technically, she's expired. It is the first palette that I ever bought from Sephora. This one specifically. I loved it. I used it a shit ton when I first got it, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to let go of it until it starts to smell like mold is growing on it. It will stay with me forever. Like I said, the shadows are still performing as good as the day that I bought it, even though it's technically expired. Big honkin' pile of keep, and then this here is my little pile of get rid of. We've got, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 palettes gone out of, I don't know how many. I will put it on the screen once I know how many there are. All right, guys, well, that's it. I think I did pretty good. Eyeshadows are the hardest thing for me to get rid of. As usual, guys, please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this declutter. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I think I might do some decluttering of my lip products. And as always, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I will see you all next time.